What's going on? What's going on? Happy Friday. Excited to be here. My name is Justin Moore, founder of Creator Wizard, where I help you find and negotiate your dream sponsorships. If you don't know who I am, I always like to do that little intro at the beginning. But happy Friday. Are you guys stoked for the weekend? I am very excited for, I'm going to be having a photo shoot tomorrow. I've never done something like that before, but I was looking at my Instagram the other day and I was like, wow, my photos suck. And I look so dumb in all my photos. So I hired a photographer. I'm really excited about that. So, but I'm going to jump in today. We're going to be talking all about how not to sell stuff to your followers. I've gotten a lot of questions about how I launched my course and how I started just kind of having those, I guess you could say, sales conversations with my audience and things like that. And so I wanted to talk a little bit more about how I think through these things. I've been a creator for over 10 years. And so I thought this would be an interesting topic. But before we get started, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Let me pull up my IG chat. Let me pull up the YouTube everywhere. I am live streaming on a zillion different platforms right now. Let me make sure there we are on IG. Who we got? We got Galen Ferguson. What's going on? Yes, Super Bowl this weekend, although I'm very sad for my 49ers that they won't be playing in it, but that's besides the point. Mary, what's going on? We got Andrea. We got several people who are in my Brand Deal Wizard cohort number 5 in the chat on IG. Thanks for tuning in. I'm on TikTok today too, so I'm stoked for this. Rob Landis, what's going on, man? We got Rob, an incredibly prolific violinist, YouTuber extraordinaire, is in the chat here. I feel honored by your presence, Rob. So thanks for being here. So D and fam, what's going on? We got D as well. What's up, D? So let's kick it off. So how not to sell to your followers. So I want to talk about this because I've made a lot of mistakes over the last year. My wife and I have been creators for over 10 years. And, we have not really sold things directly to our followers very much. We've done a few things like, we've done merchandise. We at one point had tried to do kind of like a paid membership many years ago, like 8 years ago, I guess. And it did not go well. I got a lot of pushback from our followers. So that was like a very rocky start to this idea about, trying to like monetize your influence in other ways that are. So what I want to first off say is that I think most creators, they really indirectly monetize their influence, right? So they are doing sponsorships or they're making money off YouTube AdSense or something, right? Where it's another entity that's actually compensating them, not their followers, right? And I say indirectly because, asking people for money is much more direct than these other ways that you can actually make quite a bit of money, but you're not actually having to say like, hey, pay me to your followers, right? And that can get kind of uncomfortable, especially if you've been on social media for a long time and like you've never really done that. You've never really sold anything. I think merchandise is like the easiest. People kind of get that, like, oh yeah, if you want merch, like, people will pay me for that. But when you get into the area of like ebooks and courses and like things like that, somehow it's just a little bit more uncomfortable. I think I've heard that from a lot of creators. And so I wanted to just kind of like make that distinction of like what is a direct versus indirect kind of monetization effort as a creator. And so like I said, I've made a lot of mistakes over the years doing things like that. And so this is the year, the last 12 months is when it has really clicked for me. And I wanted to kind of talk through like the different type of approach that I've taken that I didn't in the past. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about is how important it is to start involving your followers in the process. Okay. Talk about how you're thinking of releasing some products and ask what they want to see from you. Okay. So maybe you already have an idea of something you want to sell. So, in that case, you just throw up a landing page using something like ConvertKit, right? Which is totally free, by the way, when you start. Got a link in the description box for that, my affiliate link. And you say, hey, I'm thinking about doing a paid workshop about X. Is that something any of you would be interested in? You put that on your YouTube community tab, your Instagram stories, whatever. If so, fill out your email here to stay updated. As easy as that. Okay, so you're essentially proving out this idea. You're pre-selling it. You're like getting an initial interest list of people who would want that from you. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Okay? What a lot of creators do especially in the beginning, is they create something completely in a vacuum, like a course or an ebook or a cookbook or merchandise. And then they say, ta-da, come buy my thing, right? People are not going to be as invested. So think about this. Let's say that you've been following one of your favorite creators and they have started to document the process for months of launching their candle line. I'm making something up here. Okay. They're showing the behind the scenes of testing out different wax formulations, different wicks for the candle, different containers. And then a month later, they're like touring factories where they're going to be manufacturing it. They're putting up a poll on their Instagram stories asking you to help them, pick the final packaging for the candles or something, right? When that freaking candle drops, don't you think you're going to like rush to get your credit card to buy one? You're invested. You feel personally invested in this, right? So contrast that with the creator that releases a video one day, makes a post on Instagram. Hey guys, look at these amazing candles I created. Buy one. Here's the website. Which one do you think is going to be more successful? Right? So I know it's a little uncomfortable, but I guarantee you that giving your followers a role in crafting the outcome of this product that you want to create, it's going to make an absolutely profound difference, like fundamentally. Okay. Yo, we got 4 viewers on TikTok. I don't usually go live on TikTok, but I got 4 people. I'm just like blown away right now. Yes. TikTok is like my new favorite thing to do right now. We got Urban Life, Data Roadmap, D Finch Fam, Dad Vlog, Kamunto Bear, lots of people coming in on IG today. So thanks for tuning in. Oh, we've got Ivana Breedy Artist, Hannity. Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in everywhere. I appreciate it. Okay, so yes, involving people in the process, number 1. Number 2 is don't be coy. Because I think a lot of creators can sometimes be very uncomfortable having these types of sales conversations. They tend to be very indirect with their calls to action. And so what I mean by what is a call to action? A call to action is when you ask someone to do something. Okay. So for example, the first 4 cohorts of my course, people kept telling me that they didn't know that I had a payment plan. So what did I finally do? I added 2 big buttons up top. One that said best value, $997. And then the other one said most affordable, 2 payments of $547. What did that turn into? I had 29 enrollments at the full price and 12 enrollments using the payment plan. That's almost 30% of creators who would not have participated if they didn't know about that option. Right? So, like, listening to what people are saying, incorporating that into your product and your messaging is critical. Don't use cutesy language when you're asking for the sale. Be direct, be clear about how people can pay you or work with you. Not like, oh, learn more. No, buy now. Sign up now. Okay? I know this is hard, especially when you're kind of just starting out to like make the ask. But I've done this 5 times now. And the more direct you can be, the better. And look, it's going to turn some people off. It's something that I struggle with because I consider myself kind of like a nice guy. Like I really I'm a people pleaser. I want people to like me. I don't know. I just that's my personality. Right. And so it was very difficult for me in the beginning to just be very direct. And, I didn't want to feel salesy and I just wanted to if people wanted to if people wanted to pay me oh, that was cool, but the more direct I got, the more on the nose I got about how I'm going to help you, how you can work with me, the more sales I got. It was simple as that. And there's a right and a wrong way to do this. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to just like come out the gates and like, be super obtuse and just be, really like used car salesman. No, not to, if you're a used car salesman, I'm not trying to insult anyone, but like, like you want to be, useful and valuable yet direct, I guess is all I'm saying. Okay. Hey, Molly says, "Hey Justin, how do you show behind the scenes of a course?" It's a good question. So it's like the way that I started I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more detail, Molly. But like for a course, for me, it's just like starting to like post my musings of like what I'm starting to work on, showing literally as simple as like an IG story frame of like working on my course stuff, showing like the outline, working on module 1, I'm talking about this, like, and then posting a poll like, oh, like what would you guys want to know about this topic that I'm working on? So like starting to incorporate some of that type of stuff too is very useful. But I will go into more detail about that. Hey, Susie Valentin, realtor. Happy Friday. Glad I made it. Yes. Rafi knows pods. Love your emails. Thank you. I appreciate that. Moccasin Mama. I'm Kiana Jordan. Thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. Okay, so this one is the most critical thing. And by the way, I love starting off my lives talking about kind of these topics, but if you have any questions, that's the reason that I do these lives, is to answer your questions. So any questions about sponsorships, brand deals, leave it in the chat anywhere, wherever you're tuning in from, leave it in the chat. And after I'm done kind of talking through this stuff, I will be more than happy to answer those. Okay, so the third point I want to talk about here, be patient. Okay. Before I even launched the course, I helped people for free first because no one knew me as a sponsorship coach. So I set a goal. I said, I'm going to make this happen. And I helped people negotiate hundreds of deals in the DMs and emails for free for months and months and months. And I slowly built up goodwill. And people started telling their friends about me. Right? More and more people started asking me to put together some sort of course. And I said, okay, I think I have something here. I have expertise. I really can help people make more money. But before I made the course, and this is critical, I started coaching one-on-one to prove out the methodology. And this part is absolutely critical, okay? Again, because if you cannot get amazing outcomes for people one-on-one, what makes you think that you can get those same outcomes for 50 people or 100 people? Right? You have to start small and get feedback first to figure out if you can turn this into something that will be scalable. Hey, Brianna, thanks for tuning in. So get this. My first cohort had 3 paying creators. Okay. I was charging $1,500 at the time. And my program was actually 6 weeks and not 4 weeks. And I was still honing the curriculum. I was trying to figure out, so after I had, gotten some outcomes for one-on-one coaching, and I was like, okay, I think I can do this course thing. I came out with the first version. I had the 3, I'll never forget those 3 first people who joined. I'm so appreciative of them. But the whole point is that it's not going to be perfect when you first start. And that's the point. You want to get people's feedback so that you can slowly improve your products over time. I don't care if it's a course. I don't care if it's merchandise. I don't care if it's a workshop, if it's, ebooks, if it's recipe books, whatever it is. The first thing that you come out with is not going to be perfect. And look, 12 months later, here I am sitting, enrollment just wrapped for my course 2 days ago. I taught the first week of it yesterday. 41 creators joined. It's mind-boggling, right? But too many creators want fast results, and they don't want to put in the work that's required to actually figure out how to improve their products or their services and their messaging. So, moral of the story, I think, with all this is that you need to, remember, involve your followers much earlier in the process than you probably feel comfortable with. Okay. Be very direct that this is something that you're going to charge for. Okay. And just have a long-term mindset that it may take you some time to accomplish these goals. Okay. So with that, Rafi says, yeah, I got some 100 emojis in there from Rafi. Thank you, Rafi. I appreciate it. Amber Von Gratt, thanks for tuning in. And Brianna says, congratulations. The first lesson was amazing. Brianna, I'm so stoked that you joined the course. It really, really means a lot to me. I'm so glad you got value out of it. Hannity says, Maya and I are creating a course for other young creators. Super excited to be able to help others, trying to learn the ins and outs to be able to provide them with the best course we can. That's awesome. Hannity, what's the course going to be about? I'm curious. Let me know. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, so I'm going to take a swig because I get very parched. I've been speaking a lot over the last 24 hours. I did my course. I went almost 2 hours yesterday. So I'm going to take a swig. So yeah, let me know what your questions you have. Oh. The other interesting thing about like having so many more people in the cohort than I did for like the first couple ones is that the logistics, you don't really think of like the behind the scenes logistics of like running a course with 40 people. Like it doesn't, having 40 people on a Zoom, it seems like, oh, not a big deal. There's so many behind the scenes things that like have to go right. So like, this is like something funny, but like when you are hosting a Zoom and you do breakout rooms, which is what I do, basically you can separate, if you have 40 people, you can't like give people the floor, for 2 minutes each for everyone to introduce themselves, right? That'll take 80 minutes, right? So what you can do in Zoom, and this has a feature, is you can do breakout rooms for people. So I think I did 6 rooms. I think 6 breakout rooms yesterday. And so that way you give the opportunity for people to actually meet each other, talk to each other. That's one of the big value propositions in my course is like, actually being able to connect with other creators. And so I really want to make that a thing and have that be a venue. And so I have moments in each of my 4 sessions for creators to interact with each other in small groups. And so that's really where the magic happens. And so the logistics associated with that are a little confusing. So like if people join late, when you're teaching a course, there's always people trying to come into the Zoom late. So you're having to like admit people right at the same time. When someone joins to like join in the course, you have to like, while I'm doing it, I have to like, in the back end, try to like admit people into the breakout rooms. It's like, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you're trying to like, ensure that everything goes off without a hitch. I was so thankful that I was able to assign her as like a co-host or co-moderator for the Zoom. So like she can help with a lot of this stuff. That's another thing is like for the first couple cohorts, I didn't have anyone to help me out. And so I was having to like keep track of all the questions and like all this stuff. And so having Dee in there with me, she's able to like collect all the questions that we're getting in during the actual lessons and like, kind of bring those back up towards the Q&A session. So it seriously is like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And so as you scale and as you get larger, these are just things that you have to, get better at. And so that's one of the other reasons that I encourage you. You don't have to like figure everything out at the beginning when you're creating a course or creating products or whatever. Like you just have to start. You have to get something out there into the world and then you can improve upon it. Right. I've added so many resources, so many like downloadables, so many PDFs, so many calculators, so many things into the course that I didn't have the first like couple times that I did it. Right. Glory Gaming. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Glory Gaming is in the course as well. What if you aren't creating to sell something like a course, but more like merchandise instead? Just pull your audience for what brands they use or what types of merch they might be interested in. That's exactly right. You can say one of my favorite things to do is like hire a designer to create multiple different versions of graphics for you and let people vote on them and make it some sort of like competition, right? Like the top, I'm going to let you guys vote on this for 24 hours. And the top one is going to be, the first drop. You don't have to just create one merchandise. You can create multiple different like drops or whatever. A lot of people do that with merchandise, is that it's like limited edition. That's the other thing I love, is like you could say, hey, this is a limited edition merchandise. I'm only going to be offering this for 7 days. So it incentivizes people to like purchase it very quickly. And that's the beauty of all of these on-demand fulfillment merch companies that exist now that didn't early on when you were a creator 10 years ago when we were doing it, like Bonfire or Teespring or whatever. Like it's on demand. You don't have to like do minimum order quantities. So why not do a limited merch run for 7 days or whatever? Let people, vote on the graphics. Then once the graphic is finalized, you let people vote on the different things that you'll put the graphic on: mugs, hats, like hoodies, whatever. And then you say, then you vote on the colors, right? You involve them in everything. Then you show like a, once you get a sample of it, you order a sample, you put it on, and you'd be like behind the scenes, right? Get people hyped about it. And then you'd be like, okay, it's going to drop on this date, only going to be available for 24 hours or 7 days or whatever it is. And then you sell it out, and then you can move on to the next one. It's the hype cycle, right? Yeah, glad that helps, Glory Gaming. Yeah, Brianna says iteration. You can't drive a parked car. You only become a master at giving people what they want by starting somewhere small. Exactly. I love that. You're dropping some gems in here, Brianna. Ophelia! Oh my God, I'm so excited to see you. Ophelia was in one of my early cohorts, and I'm so stoked to see you back, Ophelia. Hope you and your family are well. We got Ed from D Ward Cooks in here. Epic food creator. You got to follow Ed if you're not following him here. What's up, Ed? Thanks for tuning in. So that really is the moral of the story, I think. I think for any creators here listening, this idea about like just getting started applies to so many things, because it's so easy. Like that shift from there are multiple shifts along the journey of being a creator. And the first and most important one, which you probably can identify with, was that shift to actually start creating to begin with. Right? You were probably on the sidelines for, a long time, and you kept, seeing these other people on social media making content, and you'd be like, I want to do that one day, or I want to do, you saw someone making YouTube vlogs or someone making TikToks or whatever, right? And then that shift for you to actually finally, maybe some of you haven't made that shift. Maybe you're watching, you still are trying to find that spark to get inspired, right? And I'm here to say that the same like principles that apply to like actually trying to sell things to your audience, it's the same when it comes to like creating content. You just have to start. You just have to make that first video. Like, go back and look at the first videos on my Creator Wizard channel. They sucked. I had this like stupid intro, and like I was like trying to talk about my credibility, like all the deals I've done, and like the editing was, okay, but like it really has no, like, it's completely night and day difference from like what my videos look like now, right? So it's like the first, like Mr. Beast, if you follow Mr. Beast, he talks about this a lot. Like, he created hundreds of videos before he ever really saw traction. And honestly, most creators are not going to have that perseverance. Hannity said, the course is going to be to help other young creators in their journey to being a YouTuber and content creator, starting a channel, learning and growing their channel, streams of income. Awesome. That's so cool, Hannity. Congratulations. That's awesome. Ophelia says, yeah, so happy to be back creating content. Awesome. Love to hear it, Ophelia. So yeah, I mean, like, and so there's the inflection points that I've identified along the creator journey is, you go from not creating to creating. That's a big jump, right? Then you go from like creating like beginner content to like creating content that you're really proud of over time. It's getting better and better. Then you go to getting free products. It's like, oh, wow, this brand wants to actually send me something for free. This is amazing, right? I remember that moment for my wife, April, when she started her first channel. It was like amazing. It was like free beauty products and stuff, right? She was like makeup and like, hair tools and cosmetics, all this stuff, skincare products. She was like blown away by that. Never, ever did she think like, oh, I would actually get paid for this, right? And so free products, right? And then it's like, wow, a brand actually wants to pay me. right? And there's some other shifts in there of like obviously going from like a side hustle creator to like a full-time creator. That's a big one too. But it's just like there's all these like moments, there's all these milestones along your creator journey. And a lot of those require a leap of faith. A lot of those require you to go and push into the unknown of things that you're not used to. You know, like early days when we started working with brands, we didn't have contracts. We didn't understand how to interpret that. So I went and I hired our family lawyer to help us create a like really like basic contract that we could use to like work with brands. Because I knew that like having a contract to govern the terms of those partnerships was really important. But no one knew 10 years ago, no one knew how to do anything like that. And so you kind of have to venture into the unknown and forge a path for yourself. Right. And so I think that's really the key here is that we've really touched on this, which is that like you're never going to know, if you knew everything, like all of the outcomes is like some people want like complete certainty. They want to know, okay, well, if I invest in a camera, if I invest in like, 20 YouTube videos, I want to know with certainty that it's going to work out and then I'm going to start making money and stuff. And I'm sorry. That's not how it works. If you want to find success in life with anything, there is going to be some uncertainty, right? You have to be able to take risks, calculated risks, obviously, iterative risks. You have to be able to know like, hey, like sometimes it's going to be a little while before you really truly understand if this thing is going to work. And you have to make course corrections. When I first started out on Creator Wizard, I was teaching people the business of being a creator. That was my tagline, basically. And that was really not that interesting to people. I mean, there were some people who were interested in that, but it was just too confusing. It was just like, I don't know. That sounds interesting, but I don't know. But no, I got a DM one day from someone who basically said, like, why, like your expertise clearly is sponsorships. Like every time you make a video around this, it's like amazing. Like, why aren't you just talking about that? And I was like, that's a great idea. Right. And so I doubled down on that niche. Right. I got a question. Makeup by K88. What if you're interested in becoming a content creator, but you don't know what content and or how to get started? So I think really the message there is you're not going to know initially. You're going to just start creating content that you like, that you enjoy. Because that really is like an important thing in the beginning is like, in the beginning, when you're not seeing a bunch of traction, right? Not a lot of followers, not a lot of views, not a lot of engagement on your posts. It's going to be the like love that you have for the content and the love that you have for like the passion that you have for like whatever you're doing that's going to sustain you in the early days. I was sustained. Like I was getting, not a lot of like engagement, not a lot of views on my videos and posts and things like that in the beginning, but it didn't matter to me because I truly felt like the content that I was creating needed to exist. I truly felt like there needed to be a video around how to, help price your, sponsorships or how to handle exclusivity or negotiations with brands and things like that. It's content I wanted to exist and I didn't care if anyone like watched it or not. So my answer for you, Makeup by K88, is you got to start somewhere and just start creating content. And you're going to start realize like maybe you create, 5, I'm assuming you do makeup and cosmetics and stuff. So maybe you create one type of makeup content and then you do something on skincare and then you do something on, smoky eye look. I don't know. I know that because my wife has a makeup channel or used to. But it's like, you experiment and maybe you start to analyze, oh, like this post did a little bit better than this one. So maybe next week, I'll do 2 types that are like that. It's all about experimentation and iteration, right? Hannity said, thank you so much, Justin, for all the great information, gems you drop, encouragement, and your energy. I've learned so much from you. You've been such an inspiration. Maya hit 100K 2 weeks ago. I'm so proud of you, and both you and Maya, really, really amazing the growth that you've experienced, Hannity, and I'm so happy that I played some small role along that journey. Danielle Francisco joined. Diana D. Kazakia. Did I say that right? I'm apologize if I didn't. Max Mom 43 joined as well. Thanks for tuning in. Patrick Sterling said, excited for this session. Jumping back to the beginning now feels especially applicable to where I'm at. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Yeah, so just wanted to make another announcement that if you are not on my newsletter, I would highly recommend you do it. You just go to creatorwizard.com/join. Do I have a I don't even have a caption promoting my newsletter. What's wrong with me? Hold on here, guys. I'm gonna remedy that right now. Creatorwizard.com/join. That is my newsletter. And I send you paid sponsorship opportunities. That is absolutely the best way to stay updated with everything that I'm, working on, all my videos and workshops and, sponsorship opportunities and all that stuff. That's the absolute best way to stay updated there. So it's completely free. So do me a favor, sign up. Would love to stay connected with you. Makeup by K said, I'm an avid watcher. I really admire you both. Would your class be a good fit for folks like me who are starting from scratch? It's a great question. So I actually created a course. It's going to be, so I did a workshop on it about 2 months ago. Wow, 2 months ago already. That's crazy. And it's called Gifted to Paid. And I am going to be releasing it as an on-demand course. That is going to be my next course that I come out with. And that's going to be in probably March, April timeframe, I'm thinking, once I kind of finish up with Brand Deal Wizard. And that course is going to be perfect for creators who are beginners, who are aspiring creators, because I talk all about, number one, how to hone your creator identity. Figure it out. What is the type of content that you should be creating? Who are you as a creator? It's going to really help boost your confidence to really understand how to kind of get started and get, find that initiative to actually, find your true voice. And then the other main section of the course is how you can actually transition from getting free product offers from brands to paid partnerships. Okay. So that course is going to be probably the best for you, Makeup by K88. And so, if you're not on my newsletter, I would creatorwizard.com/join. I would just recommend joining there because, I'll send out information when it's available in a few months. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about that one. Love the newsletters. Hannity said, look forward to them every Thursday morning. I appreciate you, Hannity. Molly said, highly recommend Gifted to Paid. I have scored 100x the amount I paid for the course in partnership so far using the content I learned in Justin's course. Molly, I'm going to be screenshotting that one, Molly. Amazing. Congratulations. And Molly, I'm so stoked that you're in my Brand Deal Wizard program as well. And that I hope you enjoyed the first session last night. Was I a little too hyped? I was so hyped. I love teaching the course. And I only do it 3 times a year. And so I feel like I need some sort of other outlet to do that, to thrive off people's energy. When I do that, so another behind the scenes thing here. We're talking all about behind the scenes involving your followers and stuff. I've been asked for all of my previous cohorts, all my alumni, have been constantly asking me membership. Give me a membership. I want to do office hours. I want to do the ongoing Zoom support. I want more heightened support in an ongoing way. Because really, truly, as a creator, that would be something that would be helpful because, you're going to be getting a deal, that comes in that it's a little bit different than you've experienced. And you want some other people's feedback on how to, handle that and things like that. So it makes sense to me. It makes sense. I should have a membership. I should have group coaching. I should have something that's an ongoing thing that people can be a part of. And so it's that absolutely is on my radar. And so it's right now I'm just kind of trying to figure out, honestly, people who are in my cohort 5 right now, that's one of the reasons that we're trying out office hours right now. That's not something we've ever done before. And so D being involved with that is absolutely something that we're considering of okay, once the course ends for this current cohort, keeping the good vibes going and, launching a membership. It's probably going to be kind of a beta in the beginning, only available to alumni of my courses. But it is absolutely something that I'm thinking about. And so, yeah, I'm stoked for that. And I think that is going to be something that, because honestly, I want something like that. Because it's not enough for me, doing just the course 3 times a year, for 4 sessions each. That's I don't know. I love teaching. It's it fulfills me to my core. And so having a way in which I could do that, get that same energy on an ongoing basis seems very exciting to me. I just haven't gotten the pieces in place in my business basically to make that happen. And again, I'm just being totally honest here. I'm It's just me. I'm a one guy, right? Obviously, D has been helping out tremendously now. I have a virtual assistant named Russell now, and so Russell has been helping me out with a lot of stuff too. But it's like slowly but surely, I'm like building out the infrastructure to my business so that I can serve you. Because if I can't be my best you for you, if I am overwhelmed by DM requests and emails, because that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling so overwhelmed still. Even though I have a virtual assistant now, even though D is helping out with a bunch of stuff, it's the volume. It's all stuff, right? I'm not complaining. This is all amazing. I'm so excited, but it's just like it's a lot now, and it's just like I have hundreds of unread emails in my inbox, literally, that I have not gotten to yet. And so it's just like I told April, I told my wife yesterday, I literally I wish I could just have like 2 days. No one talked to me. I lock myself in my room and I just like respond to people. Because that's like where I'm at right now. And I'm trying to like, my wife and I are doing sponsorships too. We have our own creator business. So it's just like a lot right now. But I'm so excited about the future for Creator Wizard and like how I can support other creators. Another behind the scenes thing, I've talked about this a little bit before, but for those of you who haven't heard this, Aubrey, Girls Guide to the Drugstore, thanks for tuning in. BB Lord 18 tuning in as well. Stoked to see you. And if I don't drink, I'm gonna run out of steam, guys. Wheels. The other thing I want to tell you, behind the scenes, the wheels are in motion for my giant mission that I've created for myself. So I've talked about before, but again, this black rectangle that you see here in the background here, those of you guys who are on IG, maybe you can't see it, or TikTok, but that is an LED ticker. So I can put my own customized like messages on there that'll like scroll across the screen, right? And basically the reason I got that is because I have made a mission for myself over the next 10 years by 2032 that I want to help 1 million creators land 1 million sponsorships. Doesn't matter if you're a small creator, doesn't matter if you're a large creator. I'm going to help you land 1 million sponsorships, okay? Collectively. And so I have hired a developer to help me make this happen. So there's going to be a place, a site where you can go and join and sign up to be part of this community and part of this challenge. And there's going to be a leaderboard. There's going to be your own profile where you can see, your sponsorships initially, talking about doing small steps initially. The goal would be that eventually you could sign in, you could basically like enter your social accounts, like your YouTube or your TikTok or your IG or whatever. And then every time you did a sponsorship, and you had like a hashtag ad on it or hashtag sponsored, hashtag partner, or whatever, it would automatically count towards your, Molly did this sponsorship this week or whatever, and it would automatically count. You wouldn't have to do anything. You just have to sign up. That will be, I'll get there, right? But initially it's going to be manual, right? So you create your account, and then every time you do a sponsorship, you just go in there and you add the link to the sponsorship, the TikTok post, the YouTube video, whatever, and then that'll count towards your total. So, that's like, I'm working on it right now. And then once we have this kind of like running total, there's going to be like streaks, and there's going to be weekly totals, and there's going to be monthly totals. There's going to be like a holistic total. That's what's going to be displayed on the ticker of like how many like sponsorships I've helped people get. Right. So God, I'm like running, my voice is going out. But it's like, I'm so hyped for this. Let me know in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Is this something that you guys are going to want to like participate in? I'm so stoked for this. I don't care. Like, you don't have to like take my courses or anything like that if you like want to be part of it. I just want to like create a community around this idea of abundance, that there are so many opportunities out there for all of us to make so much money, and we are not competitors, right? We are all in this to help each other win. Silhouette Ninja is saying, hey, I just bounced in. What's the question? We're talking all about how I'm going to help creators land 1 million sponsorships over the next 10 years. And Molly says, looking forward to being at the top of that leaderboard one day. Yes. I can imagine like there's so many cool things that could come from this. It's like, imagine like you could be connected with other creators in your area or in your community or something. Other creators who are making similar content to you. So I'm so stoked for all the possibilities of creating a community around everyone supporting each other. and helping each other win and make more money. That just like gets me so excited, right? Because I gotta be honest here. This is gonna sound very odd. My boo, April Athena is sending me all these hearts. Honey, thank you so much on TikTok. I appreciate that. Silhouette Ninja says, I like your videos. You're very encouraging. I think about your videos after I see them. That means a lot to me. I appreciate that. Really, really does mean a lot. Monty Weaver is tuning in from IG. What's up, Monty? So I'm going to be very candid with you here. And this may sound like totally weird. Okay. The amount of money that I made on this course is a lot of money, right? Like if you, in the grand scheme of things, obviously, but that's not what I'm excited about, really. Like I can fundamentally say to you that I was talking with Dee about this recently, and she said it best. Like, that is 41 lives that we're about to change. Like that to me is the core of what I live for. Like I've never felt this way in my life about anything that I've done, any careers that I've had, all this stuff. Like, I truly feel like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And so like helping change for those 41 people's lives, helping them feel more empowered, helping them make more money on sponsorships, helping feel as though they can get predictability into their income as creators. Like, that is just like, I can't tell you. I just got goosebumps thinking about it. Like, this is like truly how I feel. And so it's like, I have these very lofty ambitions and these very lofty goals of helping creators, reach these objectives, because like, I want everyone to experience what my wife and I have been able to experience. It has been fundamentally the most powerful thing that we've ever done in our lives, is like being creators, being able to work with these amazing brands, being able to have all these opportunities to travel and to be there for our children more and not have to go to a 9-to-5. And there's so many benefits. Yes, there's trade-offs, and yes, it's work-life balance can be challenging, and yes, there's pros and cons with anything in life, but I want everyone to feel what we have felt over the last 10 years. I truly do. Brianna says, I'm beyond thankful to be part of this. Really looking forward to my life being changed by this community. Yes. Yes. I love to see it. Kendall said, you can really feel how passionate you are about helping creators. You're so meant for this. It means so much to me. Really, truly. I love that you can feel that, because it's like, I always try to articulate it. I really do. And so that is coming through. Makes my day. Really does. Bryce in the chat. Bryce, let's talk about Bryce real quick. Bryce Root, Small Biz Doc. Bryce was the very first person. I don't know if you knew this, Bryce was the very first person that ever paid me for Creator Wizard stuff. He saw me on a live stream way back when I first started my channel a year and a half ago, basically. And he reached out to me and he said, hey, I just saw this live stream that you were on. I am looking for someone to help me think through my creator business. Do you do coaching? And I know I didn't do coaching at that time. And I was just like, sure. I mean, I had thought about it, but I thought that was something I would do one day, but I never thought that someone would just email me immediately and ask to pay me for something. And so, Bryce, you were my very first client, very first customer who actually paid me for things. And my mind was blown. Yes, April and I have made a lot of money working as creators and brand deals and stuff, but for someone to want to pay me for my expertise, helping other creators, that was a new thing. And so, Bryce, I will forever be appreciative of that. I guarantee you, those of you in the chat who, the first customer that you ever get, you'll never forget them. You'll never forget, because that was the first person that said, put their hand on your shoulder and be like, I believe in you. I think that you can do this for me. The other person for me is Jessica Rose on social media, on TikTok and Instagram. She was my first coaching client, true brand deal coaching client. She actually hired me for this 6-week program thing that I created. And I'll never forget her either, because she, not only did she get, that's the other thing, is when you start out small, you start getting testimonials. Right. So when I started helping people for free in the DMs and over email and things like that, or doing this one-on-one coaching, those were my early testimonials that started getting the traction. Now, if you look at my site, I have I don't even know how many testimonials I have. Over 30, 40, I'm more than that. I don't know. I have so many amazing testimonials. And now, after this next cohort is over, I'm going to have 41 more testimonials, or I don't know, not everyone will do testimonial, but I'm going to have a lot. Like most of the people who go through the program actually like want to send me a testimonial. They're like, this was so incredible. Like, here, take my testimonial. I'm going to film one for you. You have no idea. Right. So, like that's what I'm saying. This whole thing, like, remember, like the third thing I was talking about was that, being patient, like these things sometimes take time. Right. It's very easy to look at another creator who's on social media and they're just like their goals, their goals, like, they're at this many followers, they get this many views or likes, engagement, whatever. It's like so easy to fall into the trap of like not really realizing how long it actually took them to get there. Yes, there are always going to be outliers where there's someone that went viral and they blew up overnight and they like, got 100,000 followers for some viral reel or something like that. Right. But that is the exception. That's not the rule. You can't look at that and be jealous or be like, oh, like that's not fair. Like I've been grinding and like that didn't happen to me. Like, I'm sorry. Like that's just not reality. Okay. Like you have to temper your expectations and realize that like set the expectation up for like that. This is going to be a grind and you will get there eventually. I had the vision. I said, I know, like, I want to be known. Here's another thing here's another thing that I did. You have to be willing to invest in accomplishing an objective that you have that may be relatively murky at the beginning, but like, hey, if I really like focus on this, if I persevere. So basically what I said is I wanted to be known as the sponsorship guy on social media. And so October of 2020, a couple months after I had started my, Creator Wizard stuff, I hired a guy named Alex on Twitter. I met him on Twitter and he had never done this before either. But I really liked, his process and I liked the stuff that he was talking about on Twitter and things like that. Twitter is like, if you can't tell, that's like my, my platform that I love the most. And I hired him. And he became my content strategist. So every single week he creates this giant Excel spreadsheet for me with, we agreed on a certain number of tweets, and basically what he was going to do is we create the concept. If you follow me on Twitter, like you'll probably see there's like it's very kind of like, it's all stuff about being encouragement, motivating stuff about being creators, kind of one-liners, stuff like that. Right. And so he, sends me ideas, like kind of these prompts. And then hey, boo. Can I say hi? Of course you can. Come on. Come sit. Look at you. Hi, friends. They can't see you on TikTok. You want to sit on my lap?
Hi, friends. How are you? Who's here today? Hi, Hannity. Hi, Brianna.
We got quite a few people in the course, actually, too.
Kendall, is Kendall in the course?
Yeah.
Kendall, you're in the course? Girl, you didn't tell me. Girl, honey, do you know who Kendall is?
Mm.
We've been known Kendall since forever. Kendall's been watching us forever. Congratulations, Kendall. Of course. I'm doing well. Thank you kindly. I did my hair inspired by SC Castaneda.
Oh.
She had a YouTube tutorial and I've been watching it and she said these are called bubble. I don't know what it's called, but it's called like bubble something, bubble hair.
What's that? Yeah. What about that Jasmine one you do?
I think it's the same.
Oh, it's the same?
Yeah, it's from her. It's called Bubble or whatever.
It's like, yeah, Jasmine from Aladdin.
Yeah, I love her. Yeah. Hi, friends. How are you? I pulled off all of my eyelash extensions. It was so nice. Justin's like, why do you even get extensions if you just pull them off? Sorry, I'm just random talk. But yeah, I wanted to share something.
Oh, please.
And Justin probably has told you, but you don't really need followers to make money. There's so many people with 1 million followers on TikTok that are not making money because they don't know how to. They will easily take like $100 for a TikTok when honestly they should. If you have 1 million followers, you maybe charge 10 grand or more. Way more. Maybe 20. It depends. It depends on your engagement, but yeah.
Yeah, and your content vertical sometimes too.
Yeah,
but it's true though. I mean, like I. Oh.
Yeah. Just getting ready for Valentine's Day.
You see what happened the moment she tested my love language is touch. If you guys have ever done that 5 love languages thing, do you see the moment she touched me? I just went like, it's like what's that thing? It's like the.
It's your mind puppet.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what it is.
Yeah. Hi, Rob. Rob says, "What's up, April?" Hi, Rob. I'm gonna go see my best
Have
friend
fun.
real quick.
Love you.
Thank you, love you. I'm gonna go get dressed. I
You
just
don't
put
want to
lip
kiss me?
plumper
Well,
on
just
my
kiss me
lips.
on my cheek. How
I'll
about?
kiss you later because you'll be off. I'm not gonna leave till later.
Okay.
But yeah, I wear this lip plumper and it burns Justin's lips, so I try not to kiss him with the burning lips.
It does burn like really
it burns
badly.
him so hard.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, bye, friends.
Okay,
Sorry,
love
I
you,
just
honey.
like to
Yes, I love the
to just
cameo.
come in hot and say hi.
Yes. Love you.
Love you. I'm putting on my sweatpants.
Love you. All right. Rob Landis says, your husband out here dropping knowledge bombs. I appreciate you. Casey says, can I just say that April is the OG of Clean With Me? Is like way back in the day she was doing them. Yes, Casey. Oh my goodness. I appreciate that. Marcus and Mama, y'all are the best. I appreciate you. Live and let her home tuning in as well. Appreciate you. Dahlia, what's going on? I like totally lost my train of thought. April comes in here and like hugs me and I can't even like remember what I'm doing. Tech Audit TV, what's going on, bro? Brandon, make it 50K per tick and call it even. Boom, there we go. It's funny, like I did this TikTok the other day about how much money we made last year. I'm very transparent about it. Like I made a tweet all about it. Like, April and I made $700,000 last year, and I broke down the different income streams and stuff like that. And I did a TikTok about it, and like people were just like, it's funny, like people don't get it. Like they were like, oh, like calling me a liar, like no way, like all this stuff, and it's just like, we've been doing this for a decade. And so it's, it took us a long time to like build up and diversify our revenue streams. But like, like sometimes it really does blow my mind. People who have a lot of followers, 1 million, making like doing like pretty well from a follower perspective and engagement and likes and views and all that stuff. Not making a lot of money. Right. And so it's like that was one of the other really like surprising things that I found when I started creating content around all this stuff was like, there really is a giant knowledge gap around how to properly monetize and diversify your presence on social media. Right. And so I think it's just like that also is a really a big motivation that I feel to create content is like, I really do want people to find the financial success that really should come with all the effort that you're putting into being a creator, because you're doing so much work. You're on the content hamster wheel. You're trying to appease the social media algorithm gods. Right. And so like, like, why should you not? Why should you not be rewarded for that? So, I don't know. That's just like my personal belief. And he says, I love how your face lights up when April comes in. That's exactly how it is. I told April within the first week of meeting her that I wanted to marry her. I'm really glad I didn't scare her off with that. But like, that's how it was. It was love at first sight with like 100% when I met her. Tech Audit TV said, it seems like your off-the-cuff style TikToks are pulling in more views and engagement than your more professional style ones. Brandon, that's exactly right. So here is like my stupidity. Okay, my stupidity is that here I am, Mr. Justin Creator Wizard, thinking like, hey, I'm just too busy. I don't have time to do TikTok. So let me hire someone to make them for me. I'm basically what I wanted to do is give them a prompt and basically give them just a voiceover. And I said, okay, I don't want to have to be on camera. I don't have to want to be talking about it. I'll just do a prompt and then I'll do a voiceover and then you do B-roll. My editor, right? And in theory, this sounds like a good idea, right? It's like, I'll just do this. You can go back and look at my TikTok and scroll down and see. This was like maybe like as recently as like a month ago. And some of them did well, but most of them did not do well. Right. And so I had a friend of mine named Dan, who is doing millions. I think he has over 100 million views on TikTok now. And he told me that it is his personal, he has made it a personal project of his to blow me up on TikTok, which is so nice, right? You got people in your corner, right? And he basically said, he's like, dude, trust me. All you need to do for your style of content, all you need to do is just all day long, just do video comment replies. You don't have to do anything else. Trust me, for the style of educational stuff that you're doing, just start replying to people over and over. That's all you do. And do really low hanging fruit stuff. And that's all I've been doing. So every day I've just been like, it has taken me 60 seconds to do, like these replies, and they have started to do really well. So, like that's another like lesson I think here is that like, I don't have all the answers either. I'm still figuring it out along with you guys. Like I haven't figured out TikTok yet, but I had like I have it has been illustrated to me the power of being on some of these platforms, especially TikTok, because I like found, like I made a creator found me through TikTok, like binged my TikToks, went and found me on Instagram, went and found me on YouTube, and signed up for my course all within 24 hours. So there's power there. I understand it. And so it's just like, I need to like understand how to allocate my time. The other thing that's challenging, y'all, is that like I spend an inordinate amount of time planning my YouTube content, scripting it, filming it, paying an editor to make it look amazing. And I pull a couple hundred views on my YouTube videos. I can spend 60 seconds making a TikTok and getting a couple hundred views. But the difference is that my YouTube audience is it's 300 creators. On TikTok, at least right now, it's not that yet. And I still feel like the people who are really serious about wanting to make money as a creator and really wanting to like follow someone and watch a 12-minute video about it is inherently a different type of creator. And so even though I'm not getting the like thousands of views that maybe one day I will on YouTube, I still truly feel that my YouTube content is my home base. That could change. I don't know. Maybe it's not, but it's like that's still how I feel about like it is fundamentally a different person and a different type of, they're looking for something different. They're looking for like in-depth knowledge when they come to YouTube. For TikTok, it's a little bit different, which is why my main call to action for every piece of my content is join my email list. Because once you own that audience, once you have that direct connection with that person, you can promote anything to them. Right? Moccasin Mama said, I saw a video where a range of creators were emailed for their rates and they were still all over the place. Some huge creators asking for small amounts. Yep, that's exactly right. It's crazy. Everyone, it's all over the place. Sandra N said, hey, Justin, this is my first live with you. See, look at that. There's still people who are just discovering me. This is my first live with you. And I want to tell you and April work so hard and you deserve everything you get. You work for it. I wish everyone would understand that. I appreciate that so much, Sandra. That really means a lot to me. Thank you. Ivana, a beauty artist, said, in a way, I feel sad how the community in general can sometimes have negative opinions about creators making sponsored videos. Ivana, what I can say to you about that is that there's always going to be people who are going to be haters of yours. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much free content you pump out, there's always going to be people who are either negative about it or jealous about it or project their own insecurities onto you. And that was actually one thing that took a while for April and I to figure out, is that we had a lot of hate, I guess you could say, trolls, hate, just a lot of negativity in our community early on. And it took a while to curate a community that was more positive, moderating, blocking people, hiding, muting. Like, we are like very upfront about the fact that like we'll do that all day long. This is our community. We want to foster a positive community. So if you're going to come in here and bring that toxicity, see you later. And like I get it. Like, it takes you want to like please everyone, and you want to like not have to do blocking and muting and all that stuff. But like, it's the quickest way to like burn yourself out as a creator, because it's like you're pumping out all this content and people are still being negative. And it's like, I get a sponsored video to like help fund all this free content that I'm creating for you, and you want to be negative about it. Like, I'm sorry, like no amount of explanation is going to like help that person. Right. So I really recommend like really thinking through this kind of mindset shift, which is that you deserve to get paid as a creator. Would you work a 9-to-5 job for free? Would anyone ever expect that you would do that for free? No. Right. So a lot of it does come down to kind of like having mindset shifts around that. We have someone on Facebook said, my YouTube followers have found me on TikTok. There we go. That's exactly right. And that's exactly what's been happening to me. Facebook user, I can't see your name. It doesn't show me your name. So maybe you can tell me your name in the chat. But yeah, same thing with me. I've had quite a few people who have either joined my email list from TikTok or went and found my YouTube channel from TikTok. So it's like, it is, I look at it as a platform for discovery, you know, and that's how I'm going to keep looking about it. I'm excited to kind of dig into, you know, how different ways in which I can, you know, be valuable to people on TikTok too. So anyways, gosh, I can't believe it. Like time has just absolutely flew by on this live today. I hope you enjoyed this topic, how not to sell stuff to your audience, right? You know, because you cannot craft it in this beautiful creation in a vacuum and tell no one about it and then be like, ta-da, and hope that it's going to like go gangbusters. Yeah. Maybe if you have like 10 million followers, but if you're just starting out and, you know, if you have a relatively modest following and, you know, viewership and things like that, like I did when I was starting out creating content for creators, you know, that's really the way to do it is show them behind the scenes, pull back the curtain and let them know kind of what you're working on, because it's going to be a night and day difference. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in today. If I didn't answer your question, feel free. I do this every week, Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Again, if you're not part of my newsletter, I would love for you to be on there. It's just creatorwizard.com/join. Let me just pull that back up real quick one more time. I got this caption here. Yeah, creatorwizard.com/join. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend, a fantastic Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day or Friends Day, whatever it is, you know, in your life on Monday. And we'll see you guys next week.
Ooh,
Oh,
yes.
oh yeah. What?
My Valentine.
Oh,
right
yes.
here.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hi, friends. Happy Valentine's Day and all the. I just heard Justin. My pants were still wet, so I went to the dryer.
Yes, you got. Oh,
yeah.
God. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.